we have Garenex commenting here. I do not know who this guy is. Yes, I do. It's just a joke. It's an inside joke. Okay, and he says, enjoyed the discussion of the units, especially the rats. I've played against them countless times in tournaments and haven't gotten the strategy against them down. You know, I had played rats in the last little bit of skirmishes I did last Wednesday, and I only had one squad, and they did get wiped out, like, basically in the round. And you know, I was thinking one way. I mean, they have, for, you know, such small units and barely an attack, they got a good defensive 4. But I can see how it's quite easy if they don't have the space to scatter, and depending on what the objective is to win. They could get wiped out pretty quickly if you don't know how to use them. So I know just in playing them that little bit, I realized, okay, there's a lot more I need to learn from doing these. I mean, personally, I like the goblin cutters. Those guys are just like moving a horde, and then, you know, once you realize how to get down, they scatter, and then they group up, and then they're able to take out, you know, a much bigger enemy. They're a lot of fun, but I think Deathreavers just require a bit more knowledge and a bit more finesse when it comes to using them. Any thoughts, guys, on that?
I've never played against the many rats. I've only played against my friends with the one squad of rats that we have. So I have no idea, but I can imagine the horror of playing against them.
Yeah, rats are an interesting unit. There's a very good argument, I think, that rats are the highest skill unit in the A+ tier, where, like, the difference between a truly elite player playing them versus, like, somebody else is just, like, probably way bigger than, like, you know, some other units that are up there. They can be truly nasty in some matchups where you just sit there trying to get through them for an hour and never succeed. I know one quick story. Last year at ScapeCon 3 for the 3-headed Hydra, Doc and I played in one round, and we ended up with a Q9 rats semi-mirror that neither of us wanted to play, and so we agreed to both just sit our 3x rats and just play the game out from there. So it was a Q9 Tarn versus Q9 Arkmer was the full game, because we did not want to play that out. So yeah, that's
funny. It's just like, we know what's going to happen
off
here,
the board.
So we're just
technically we never put them on the board to begin.
Gentleman's agreement, you know. Hey.
Well, so that one matchup's interesting because, like, Q9 is actually pretty good into rats anyways. So it's not like, yeah, you know, it's a little different, but you know, obviously we could just play it out. But I think also, both of our teams had already had a loss at that point in time as well, I believe. So it wasn't like, you know, it was just like, no, we don't want to do this. Let's just throw all this crap in the bin and have Q9s shoot at each other and do something.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I don't think rats would be a good, like, cleanup or startup crew just on their own. I think you wouldn't just want one squad. You would need at least like 2 or 3 or more.
For cheese, usually like 3 to 4 is where the sweet spot sits at, depending on the point total. Like at 400, you know, railing Q9 and 3 rats is like a super standard 400. Well, it's 380, you know, at Marco or whatever. But like that's a super standard army at that point total. Higher point totals, you know, higher figure limits, you can get a 4th squad in there. Yeah, they're good. They are good.
They're fun.
And
they're
when
interesting.
something dies to a 1 attack rat, you just feel bad inside. It's like that shouldn't have happened. Like, come on. Rats don't kill things.
Yeah, it didn't happen in my skirmish. Like I said, they scatter, and it's a great ability to have with them. They can just go around. But in the scenario that I was in, I was trying to get one of them to keep on a glyph to boost power for the rest of the army, but that just wasn't happening. You had gladiators just smacking away at them, and it didn't work out. Yeah, Crixus against rats is like scary, very scary. But okay, well, cool. Thank you very much, Garenex, for that comment.